Picture this, an ordinary man, nothing flashy, nothing loud, standing across from a woman who seems completely out of his league. She's stunning, powerful, and used to men bending over backward for her attention. But something's different this time. She's not leading the dance. She's watching him, studying him, drawn to something she can't quite name. It's not his money, not his charm, not even his looks. It's something far deeper. He knows what most men never even suspect, the hidden psychological weak spots that women carry, even if they don't realize it themselves. And when you touch the right emotional string, you don't need to chase, she'll come to you. But let's get one thing straight. This isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding. The Stoics taught that when you master yourself, you begin to influence everything around you. Emotions aren't enemies, they're forces. And if you learn how to move with them, not against them, you'll see how powerfully women respond when a man stops trying to impress and starts standing in his truth. Weakness. 1. Craving for emotional escapism. Most men make the same mistake. They think women fall in love with logic, stability, status, looks. But here's the truth they don't want to hear. Women fall for the experience, not the man. It's not you she's addicted to, it's how you make her feel. And what do women crave most? Emotional escapism. In a world that feels repetitive, predictable, even suffocating at times, she longs for something that pulls her out of it. That breaks the script. That makes her heart race, not because she's scared, but because she finally feels alive. That's why she fantasizes about the bad boy, the stranger on the train, the forbidden story. Not because she wants chaos, but because routine is emotional death. And yet, what do most guys do? They show up on time, text her good morning every single day. They agree with everything she says. They're nice, consistent, safe, and completely forgettable. Comfort doesn't create attraction. Emotion does. Contrast does. Unpredictability does. If she always knows what you'll do next, her mind won't wander to you. But if you make her feel something, curiosity, tension, excitement, suddenly you're not just a man. You're an experience. And women don't chase men. They chase the feeling men give them. So how do you become that feeling? You mix your rhythm. You keep her guessing. You don't text on schedule like a robot. You tell stories that take her places. You don't agree with everything just to please her. You challenge her. Push back. Make her think, make her feel. When you become a man who's emotionally rich, not needy, when your presence feels like a world she can escape into, she won't just be interested, she'll be hooked. Weakness 2, addiction to strong boundaries. Here's something most men don't realize until it's too late. Women don't respect men who give themselves away too easily. You might think being the nice guy will win her over, always available, always agreeable, always saying yes. But what actually happens? She starts to feel like she doesn't have to try, like she's in control, like your time, your energy, your attention aren't worth much. And when that happens, the attraction dies. Slowly, silently, but surely. Because deep down, what women are truly drawn to is strength of boundary. It's not about being rude or cold. It's about being solid, about having a spine, about standing for something, even if that means occasionally standing against her. When a woman sees that you have non-negotiables, that you won't bend just to please her, something shifts, her tests stop, her power games quiet down, and most importantly, she starts to respect you. And from that respect, attraction grows like wildfire. You don't have to explain your standards. You just have to live them. Don't chase when she cancels last minute. Don't respond to emotional bait. Don't give up your plans just because she suddenly wants your time. Because every time you say no to what disrespects your values, you're saying yes to your worth, and she can feel that. This is the kind of man women admire, the kind they remember, the kind they can't help but chase. And if this is the kind of man you wanted to become, strong, centered, unshakable, I share more insights just like this every week on Stoic Advice for Men. It's not about tricks, it's about transformation. So if you're ready to raise your standards, not just with women, but with life, hit subscribe and let's keep building together. Weakness 3, the thrill of uncertainty. Think about the last time a movie had you on the edge of your seat. Was it the happy, predictable scenes that kept you watching? Or was it the tension, the unanswered questions, the what's going to happen next? Now apply that same logic to attraction. Women are drawn to emotional tension the same way we're drawn to a great story. They don't want full access to your thoughts and feelings right away. They don't want you to text back in 5 seconds. They don't want every word to scream, "I like you, please like me" back. Because once she knows exactly where she stands with you, once there's no more mystery, the chase is over. And that's when most men lose their edge. It's not that you're too nice, it's that you've become too known. When a woman can read you like a book she's already finished, she stops turning the pages. Her mind starts wandering elsewhere, chasing new stories, new questions. So how do you keep her invested? You learn the art of controlled uncertainty. This doesn't mean being distant or cold. It means not always being available, not pouring out your emotions the moment you feel them, not texting back instantly just because your phone lit up. You slow the rhythm, you let tension build, you give just enough for her to feel intrigued, but not enough to feel finished. Let her wonder what you're thinking. Let her ask herself if you're as into her as she is into you. Let her miss you because you're not always right there when she expects it. This isn't about playing games, it's about creating space for desire to grow. Because when you master uncertainty, you stay in her mind long after the conversation ends. And in a world full of men giving too much too fast, the man who knows how to hold something back becomes unforgettable. Weakness 4, magnetic pull of leadership. Let's be honest. How many times have you heard a guy ask, "Where do you want to eat?" And how many times has that simple question killed the mood? Here's the truth no one says out loud. Women don't fantasize about following a man who follows them. They're drawn, magnetically, instinctively, to men who lead. Not lead in a controlling, ego-driven way, but in a grounded, decisive, purpose-filled way. A man who moves like he knows where he's going, a man who doesn't hesitate, a man who doesn't apologize for having a direction. Because leadership isn't about domination, it's about certainty. And in a world full of men asking for permission to exist, the man who moves with conviction becomes rare and irresistible. Most guys think they're being respectful when they constantly defer. "What do you want to do?" "Whatever makes you happy." "I'm cool with anything." But what a woman hears is, "I have no vision. I need you to lead." And the moment she feels like she has to guide the energy, the dynamic flips. She becomes the driver. You become the passenger. And attraction quietly starts to fade. So what should you do instead? Take the lead. Suggest the plan. Make the decision. If she doesn't like it, she'll say so, and that's fine. But 9 times out of 10, she'll feel relieved. Because deep down, she's not looking for a servant. She's looking for a man with a compass. When you act from your center, when you stop seeking approval and start directing energy, she feels it, and it speaks louder than words ever could. She doesn't want to be in charge of the direction. She wants to trust the man who already knows the way. Weakness 5, the desire for a man who doesn't need her. Here's a paradox most men never see coming. The more you make her your everything, the faster she loses interest. It sounds cruel, even confusing. You're showing love. You're prioritizing her. You're proving your commitment, right? But from her perspective, it's different. When you drop your goals, bend your schedule, and slowly orbit your life around her, you stop being a man on a mission. And that mission, the one you had before her, is what made you attractive in the first place. Women don't want to be the sun you revolve around. They want to be invited into a world that's already burning bright. That's why they chase men with purpose. That's why the unavailable guy, the one busy building something, is 10 times more magnetic than the one they're always texting, "What are you doing?" at 3 p.m. Because purpose is power, and power is attractive. Most guys think sacrifice equals value, that if they give up enough, she'll finally see their worth. But women don't respect men who sacrifice their identity. They respect men who stay rooted in it. So what's the play? You stay in motion. You keep doing what you were doing before she showed up. You go to the gym, build your business, follow your craft, protect your time, honor your goals. You let her see that your life is full, with or without her. And ironically, that's exactly when she'll want to be part of it. Because deep down, every woman wants to feel like she earned a place in your world, not like she became your world by default. When you stop needing her to feel complete, you become the man she doesn't want to lose. Not because you made her your everything, but because you made yourself something worth chasing. And here's the thing, those first 5, they're just the beginning, because while they open the door to attraction, the next 5 go deeper. They speak to parts of her that even she doesn't fully understand, needs she can't name, instincts she can't explain, and desires that don't fade when the thrill wears off. If the first half gets her attention, the second half makes her stay. Not just interested, not just intrigued, but emotionally locked in, pulled toward you in a way that feels almost inevitable. So if you're ready to go beyond surface level attraction, if you want to understand the forces that keep a woman invested, devoted, and unwilling to walk away, then stay with me. Because the next 5 weaknesses, they don't just spark desire, they create gravity.